So the next category I want to talk about is cloud security posture management. So probably 10 years since the first one popped on the scene, got acquired, but now it seems like there's a new CSPM vendor solution practically every week. Why do you think? Why do you think there's so many so quickly? Are the early ones just not cutting it, and we need something new and better, or is it because it's just so easy to, conceptualize and then design and deploy one?
Well, I think the most important thing to understand is it is a dirty internet out there. So, over 96% of third-party container applications deployed in cloud infrastructure contain some kind of vulnerability. And 63% are, basically of just third-party code. The actual templates that are being used to build out cloud infrastructure contain some kind of insecure configurations. Now, multiply that by the fact that cloud infrastructures are really complicated. I mean, we have over 22 categories in our mind map. So, it's just trying to explain this space to someone is a challenge, let alone being able to actually govern it and actually enforce it. So, this is effectively providing that toolkit or that toolbox that allows you to do all the critical things to monitor your environment and actually, have you be able to play in the sandbox in a safe manner. So having compliance assessments, having risk identification, and operational monitoring, having DevSecOps integration, which is absolutely critical, and then being able to enforce those policies and then have an element of threat protection, so that security camera that's in there. So you can actually visualize the posture in ways that you just can't see from a generic cloud, security platform console perspective.
Yeah. So I know I'm building an app, and it's so different from the old days where you'd get a piece of hardware and you'd connect it to your network and you make sure you had the configuration of your Linux or Windows Server 2000 set up right, and you'd do vulnerability scanning and you'd patch it and you'd have a gateway firewall and you'd limit access. That seems simple compared to what you have to do in a cloud environment, which is just kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and it's really like, so there's different planes to the actual cloud infrastructure. So you have the data plane where you have all your workloads. You have and this is really what we're talking about is the control plane. So, where you can actually maintain your different configurations. So your identity access management, your network, your storage, your administrator access, all those key elements, and, being able to have visibility into all those things, because otherwise it's just a black box. So, it's really critical. And also, another rapidly growing area in terms of adoption. This is why you're seeing a vendor come out, a net new vendor come out every week in terms of the space, why it's one of the largest spaces because of the value that's there. A lot of organizations will look at CASB and cloud security posture management, as their kind of top hits.
Yeah, and I think we've got 152 vendors so far in the mind map.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of vendors.
And of course, they all overlap and are in different categories as well. So it starts to get complicated to track.